is Jeopardy! Please welcome our contestants. Player 1. Player 2. Player 3. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Brevet.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Let's take you right now into the Jeopardy round. Clues are worth $200 to $1,000 in these categories. States of the Union. Prefixes. Dirty, rotten scoundrels. Pulp fiction. From screen to stage. And cats. Player 1, where do we start? The Korat breed from Thailand is usually this color of some Olympic medals. Player 1? Oh, sorry. Any other takers? The correct response is silver. We return to you, Player 1. Before biography or graph, it means self. Yes, Player 1? Correct. And you're back into some money. Select again. Sarah?
This state's flag, featuring the Big Dipper, was designed by a 13-year-old Aleut boy.
We're talking about Alaska. Player 1, back to you for our next selection. With a population of about 120,000, Columbia is this state's most populous city. It's Player 1. Good. Select again. Mississippi and it have the shortest coasts on the Gulf of Mexico, only about 50 miles apiece. It's Player 3. That's correct. Player 3, you're in command of the board as we continue, right? This state has the highest average altitude of any state east of the Mississippi. Must be pretty mountainous. Here's the correct response. West Virginia. You again, Player 3. Tears were shed when the Teddy Bear Museum in Naples in this state closed its doors forever in 2005. Here's the response we were looking for. Florida. Select again. X marks the spot where the musical, inspired by this Olivia Newton-John film about a roller disco, rolled onto Broadway. Let's hear it, Player 1. Oh! Any other takers? Player 2.
Yeah!
Hey, you're right. Where do we begin, Player 2? The musical Here's Love was based on this 1947 film in which the real Kris Kringle is hired to work at Macy's. It's player one.
Hey, you're right.
All right, let's get back into this. Player one has control of the board. Before standard and marine, it means below. Let's hear it, player two. That is correct. Okay, let's get back into this. Player two, you make the next selection as we go. Medically speaking, hemo, hema, and hemato all mean this. Let's hear it, player one. Right. A lot of clues, a lot of categories. Player one, make a selection. It's the Daily Double. You are in the lead right now. You need to select your wager. Answer? It puts the fire before technics and mania. You have maintained your lead. Here we go. Please pick again, player one. This prefix turns 1 byte of data into about 1 billion. Yes, player two. Ooh, sorry. That's incorrect. Any other takers? Player one?
Hey, you're right.
Player one. Pick again. The mass killing of cats in the 14th century helped spread this disease carried by rat fleas. Here's the correct response. Bubonic plague. Please pick again, player one. Short-haired cats were derived from the Khafre cat, which was domesticated by this ancient civilization. Okay, player one.
Yeah!
Good. Player one. Pick again. This Asian-named cat is produced by mating Siamese and Longhairs, and then selectively breeding them. Here's the correct response. The Himalayan. You again, player one. The fact that a cat can land upon its feet without injury gave rise to the myth that cats have this many lives. It's player one.
Yes!
Player one, back to you. This company helped track down Black Bart, the bandit who'd robbed its stagecoaches about 27 times. Okay, player one. Nope. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Here's the response we were looking for. Wells Fargo. We return to you, player one. All Story magazine's October 1912 issue featured this hero in A Romance of the Jungle. Player one?
Yeah!
Right. Please pick again, player one. First serialized in Black Mask, the Maltese Falcon introduced the world to this detective. It's player one. Yes.
Yeah!
You again, player one. Friedrich Schiller Faust wasn't a big name in this genre, but his pen name of Max Brand was. Okay, player 3. Player 3, you start us off. Black Star was created by Johnston McCulley, most famous for this hero, the best he ever created. Let's hear it, player 1.
Correct.
All right, let's get back into this. Player 1. Under the name Maxwell Grant, Walter P. Gibson wrote about this pulp hero who knew where evil lurked. Here's what we wanted: the shadow. Player 1, back to you for our next selection. Harry Longbaugh got this nickname after serving time in a Wyoming prison for horse theft. We're talking about Sundance. You again, player 1. A ballad ends, "They'll bury them side by side. To few it'll be grief, to the law a relief, but it's death for them." Let's hear it, player 1.
That's correct.
We return to you, player 1. Some say Arizona Donnie Clark was just overprotective, but she's infamously known by this name. We're talking about Ma Barker. Player 1, back to you for our next selection. This woman, with a reputation as a hard-drinking, foul-mouthed ruffian, claimed she married Wild Bill Hickok. Player 1? That's it. Player 1, choose again. A handful of actors play more than 100 roles in The 39 Steps, based on this director's 1935 suspense classic. We're talking about Alfred Hitchcock. Player 1, you pick again, please. A Wonderful Life is a charming musical adaptation of this director's classic film, It's a Wonderful Life. Let's hear it, player 2. Good, you've got some money again. And now the $1,000 clue. In the musical Legally Blonde, blonde ambition takes Elle Woods all the way to this university's law school. Player 3? Good. Player 2 is going first in Double Jeopardy when we come back following this. Let's see what happens in Double Jeopardy with these categories awaiting the players. Flora. Orange you glad? It's not ancient history. Poets. Colleges and universities. And SNL actors in the movies. Where do we begin, player 2? The 735-acre campus of this Baptist school is on the banks of the Brazos River in Waco, Texas. Here's the correct response. Baylor. One of the most popular organizations at this state university in Louisiana is the Tiger Marching Band, founded in 1926. Here's the response we were looking for. Grambling. Player 2, back to you. This college was intended to be the first college within the University of Dublin, but it's still the only one. Here's the response we were looking for. Trinity College. You get to pick again, player 2. In the wild in Mexico, this Christmas plant, Euphorbia pulcherrima, may grow to a height of 15 feet. Okay, player 1. Nope. Any other takers? We're talking about the poinsettia. We return to you, player 2. The ponderosa is one of the most widely distributed American species of this conifer. Here's the correct response. The pine. Please pick again, player 2. On January 12, 2010, a magnitude 7 earthquake struck the capital of this island nation. It's player 1. Sorry. That's incorrect. Anyone else? Okay, player 3. Yes.
Yeah! Woo!
Where do we begin, player 3? In February 2010, the Winter Olympics began in this host country. Here's what we were looking for. Canada. Player 3, back to you for our next selection. Dozens of journalists were killed in a November 2009 massacre in this country's Maguindanao province. The correct response is the Philippines. You again, player 3. Protests accompanied the December 2009 UN Climate Change Conference in this European capital. Let's hear it, player 2. Good. Player 2, you start. Wayne Campbell. Here's what we wanted. Mike Myers. You again, player 2. A poem by this American begins, "When lilacs last in the dooryard bloomed." Okay, player 1. Nope. Sorry. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Player 2. That's correct. Please pick again, player 2. Answer, the first of the daily doubles. Player 2, you're in last place, but here's an opportunity to catch. How much are you going to win? Here is your clue. Charles, not Sonny, was the benefactor of this Medford, Massachusetts University. No, that's not right. We're talking about Tufts. Player 2, choose again. Beloit College in this state was founded in 1846, while that state was still a territory. Here's the correct response. Wisconsin. Select again. Axel Foley. It's player 1. Yes. Player 1, make a selection, please, as we continue. Joliet Jake Blues. Okay, player 1. No. Sorry. Any other takers? Okay, player 3. No, that's not right. Anyone else? Yes, player 2. Good for you. Player 2, you start us off. MacGruber. Player 2. No, that's not right. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? It's player 3. No, that's not right. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? It's player 1. Yes.
Yeah!
A lot of clues, a lot of categories, player 1. Mrs. Primat Conehead. Yes, player 1. Good. Player 1, back to you. In August of 2009, this nation pardoned 2 American journalists who had been arrested for illegal entry. Here's what we wanted. North Korea. We return to you, player 1. Prominent among Protestants in Northern Ireland, the Orange Order was formed in 1795 to honor this monarch. Yes, player 2. Sorry. Any other takers? It's player 3.
Yeah!
Player 3, where do we start? Aethusa sinapium is known as poison or fool's this herb. Don't put it on your potatoes. Yes, player 1? That's not it. Anyone else? Yes, player 3?
No.
That's not right. Anyone else? Player 2. Yes. Player 2, make a selection, please, as we continue. Jimmy will present this clue.
The moss seen here, also called vegetable horsehair, is best known by this national name.
Okay, player 3. Good, good. Back on the plus side. Player 3, you start. Answer. The other daily double. Player 3, you're in last place, but here's an opportunity to Player 3 and the clue. A variety of this state tree of Mississippi is the cucumber tree, which gets its name from the shape of its fruits. All right, second place for you. You again, Player 3. Infamous herbicide of 1960s wartime Indochina. Player 3? No, sorry. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this? Let's hear it, Player 1. No, sorry. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? Okay, Player 2. Right you are. Player 2, make a selection, please, as we continue. Dystopian Anthony Burgess novel of punks and pathology. Yes, Player 3? Good. Player 3, where do we start? Nickname of the Denver Broncos defense. Here's the correct response. The Orange Crush. Player 3, choose again. Sherlock Holmes solves a mystery involving the Ku Klux Klan and sailing ships in the case of the 5 These. Here's the response we were looking for. Orange Pips. Player 3, choose again. And here's Sarah.
Many of the poems of Federico Garcia Lorca have been adapted for this Spanish art form that combines guitar, song, and dance.
Yes, Player 1? Good. Woo! Player 1, where do we start? His love song of J. Alfred Prufrock says, "In the room the women come and go, talking of Michelangelo." Here's what we were looking for. T.S. Eliot. Player 1, pick again. Richard Cory, a gentleman from soul to crown, in a poem by this man, put a bullet through his head. Player 2.
Oh.
Nope. Any other takers? We're talking about Edwin Arlington Robinson. And the $2,000 clue? Funeral Blues by this British poet begins, "Stop all the clocks, cut off the telephone." Yes, Player 3? Hey, you're right. I'll see you all for Final Jeopardy in just a moment. So much depends on how you do in the Final Jeopardy category, which today is Italian inventors. What are you going to wait? And now the last clue. In 1910, his new invention helped Scotland Yard catch a murderer escaping to North America across the Atlantic. What did you put as your response? With that correct response, you will gain. What did you put as your response? How much do you add to your total with that correct response? Let's see your response. And that will set you back. Congratulations, Player 3. You are our new champion. Good game, everyone, and thank you so much for playing.